Hello everybody, let's start the conversation class. Okay, so let's talk in this class, let's talk about you. So if you're asked in a group to talk about you, you can always start off with what's your name, what's your surname, your last name. Did you have a nickname? Children can be very cruel and call each other all sorts of nasty names, but you don't have to include that. Do you have another nickname as an adult? Okay, next you could say, do you have any brothers or sisters? So talk about your brothers and sisters. Where do they live now? Are they younger than you or are they older than you? Talk about them. Where do they live now? Next, where do you live? So you can say where you live now, or you can also say where would you like to live? Maybe the person you're talking to knows about that place that you'd like to live. How did you get here? Well, you don't have to include personal information about how did you get here if you don't want to. We can always talk about your plans. Where would you like to live? Next, what do you do? So do you have a job? And do you like that job? What are the reasons for liking that job or disliking that job? Or if you don't want to talk about what you do, you can change the conversation to talk about what would you like to do? It's always a good idea to talk about people about what you would like to do because maybe they can help. Maybe they can give you some advice. Maybe they can help you. So what would you like to do? What job? It's a good idea to have these things prepared in advance for when people ask the question or you're talking in a group. Next, do you have a pet? If you do, people love their pets. They love their cats, their dogs. Maybe you keep a rabbit or a hamster, or maybe a budgerigar, or a budgie. I had a budgie when I was a little girl. His name was Joey, and we were very fond of him. He was a little green bird. So you can talk about a pet that you have or you would like to have. Some people have fish. The plural of fish now is fish. It's exactly the same word. And people keep aquariums, which is a fish tank. Let's see if I can show you an aquarium. So there's some examples of aquariums. And you can put things into the aquariums besides fish. You can put in gravel on the bottom, a pump. So oxygen is put into the water to keep it fresh. And decorations like rocks and things like that. What's your favorite food? And your favorite drink? You can tell people that as well. What about your favorite music? So you can talk about the type of music. Is it garage? Is it pop? Or you can refer to 70s music, the music of the decade of the 70s or 80s music, if you're old enough. Talk about the bands that you like. What's your phone number and your email address? You don't need to discuss that. That's a little personal, so I'm going to skip over that. When is your birthday? People might be interested in what do you usually do on your birthday? How do you celebrate that day? What is your favorite day of the week and why? My favorite day of the week is Friday because it's the end of the working week and I'm anticipating the weekend and having a nice time at the weekend. What about you? What's your favorite month of the year? Well, that's kind of maybe linked in with the seasons. So in Ireland, the seasons are spring, March, April, May, summer, June, July, August, autumn, September, October, November, or winter, December, January, February. So you can have all sorts of reasons why you'd like a particular month or season. Maybe you like the cold and coming home to a nice warm fire. Maybe you like going out for a paddle in the sea in the warm days of the summer. Lots of options there. What's your favourite sport? So in Ireland we play football or Gaelic. Gaelic is Irish football. Or we play volleyball or maybe badminton. Let's see if I can find badminton. So this is badminton, the racket and a shuttlecock. Do you like that sport, badminton? In talking about sport, you can talk about what you play or if you watch it as well. People talk about the sport that they watch. What do you do in your free time? Do you walk or read, or do you have an interesting hobby, like fixing cars? What do you usually do on Saturdays? That's kind of linked into previous ones. What do you do in your free time, possibly? How often do you go on holidays? So maybe you go on holidays, maybe you don't. If you don't, say where you would like to go. Where in the world would you like to go? Do you eat out in restaurants? Or maybe you take takeaways and you get it delivered to the door, or you go to collect a takeaway. Chinese or Indian, perhaps? How often do you go to the cinema? What's your favorite kind of movie? So do you like comedies? Do you like action movies? Do you like cartoons? Have a think about that. What do you do in the evening to relax? Do you watch television? Listen to the radio? Look at the internet? Social media? And what time do you usually go to bed? Okay, so there's a lot there. So your task is to interview somebody else. There's too many questions there, so just pick maybe 5. Write down the answers and send them back to me, please. And you can, here are some ideas. You can introduce the person's name and write a paragraph about them. So do that, please. Handy words. How often do you? In answer to that question, you can say, I never, 0%. Hardly ever, 5% approximately. Rarely, very infrequently, 10%. Not often, maybe. These are just approximations now, not often. Sometimes, often, usually, or always, 100%. Or you can be more specific. I do it once a week, twice a month, 3 times a year, and so on. Okay, thank you very much. Bye, everyone.